Hi, thanks for coming back and watching another episode of Fins and Corals, my diary of the conversion of my tropical tank to marine fish. The last time I think you saw me, I was at the point where I had added the rocks, the sand, and the water was going in, and the last shot I think was a really cloudy tank. So 3 weeks have now passed, and the water is now running pretty clear. I'll turn the lights on in a minute, but I'll explain why I've kept the lights off. During that 3-4 week period, what I've really been doing is just fine tuning the return pumps and also the overflow pipes, and I've also introduced a weir into the system, which I'll also show you as well. The other thing is some additions to the sump and gearing up ready for things like dosing and all that sort of stuff. So really 3-4 weeks of looking at an empty tank just gives you time to kind of focus on the equipment that you're going to need going forward, and also obviously the testing, which I think I'll show you a clip of one of the tests that we did later on in this episode, just to show you where I am with the nitrates and ammonias and all the other various levels. So thanks for coming back. As I said, let's have a quick look and I'll show you what's changed. So I'll turn on the light just to let you see where we are. So the water is sitting really quite clear right now. A couple of things in the main display tank. 2 additional power heads have been put on the left hand side. I did have one on the right hand side, and after sort of reading various books and forums and various other things, they were looking for an improved water movement, so that's why they have been put in. Now I will introduce a wave maker at some point, but at the moment they're all kind of fully blasting towards each other and creating some sort of turbulence round about the middle of the tank. So it's sand and things like that has been getting moved about for the last couple of weeks, but other than that, the tank itself is just pretty much barren. There is a few bits and pieces of things that have come out of the live rocks. Again, I'll show you them at the end of this video, and maybe if somebody can help identify them, that would be great. So the other addition is this weir that I've put in. So it's just a little glass box with some combs on it, same sort of tubes, but hopefully that will prevent any fish getting sucked down the tubes, which were running quite strong. So I've got the pump full blast returning water, so I really wanted to get these tubes operating fully as well. Inside the sump, the only addition here has been the skimmer. So I've got a Tunze skimmer sitting there, ready to rock and roll. I have been running that for a couple of days just to see how it functions and getting levels and stuff like that right, so it seems to be quite good. And on the opposite side here, I've got my Jebao auto dosing kit ready to rock and roll, so I've calibrated all that. That's ready if necessary. The only other addition is the auto top up. I have been finding that every couple of days I've been having to top up obviously the final section of the sump, the return side, so that's the side that notices the drop. So to avoid that, I have got a little Tunze 5017 Osmolator, I think they're called, and when I'll get some containers made up and I'll stick a little pump into that, but when they come I'll get all that set up and fine tune that. The levels are in there. There's 2 wee sensors, one's a sort of manual sensor and the other's a sort of infrared type thing, so they're all in, ready to go. And through here in the office, I've got a couple of little tanks set up for incubation, so they're effectively been set up with the main tank water. I'm just going to run them as well, cycle them in the same fashion, try and get their filters up. I've stuck sponges that were sitting in the sump in there to try and get the bacteria levels in both of them up to speed. So the idea is that fish will come from the shop, they'll sit in there for a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks, just to make sure that there's no white spot or any other nasties lurking around, and then we'll get them back into the main tank, and so we'll try and keep this main tank disease free, hopefully, and not suffer any casualties. So yep, I'll let you guys quickly see a couple of the tests that I've been carrying out, show you some of the beasties that have been coming out of these live rocks over the last couple of weeks as well. And as I say, if you can identify them, that would be great. Okay, cool, thanks, see ya. Finish off topping this up. One more. Perfect. Okay, well, I've been using a little app on my phone, an aquatic log thing, free little app from the iStore, just to record these numbers. So we'll just follow that same principle. The logic, I guess, is that in a few weeks' time when I go back to the fish shop, I can go through these numbers that I've been recording, and hopefully he can identify some sort of spike, and then it, you know, returning back down to zero in the nitrites and nitrates, etc. So that's the logic behind that, and this has been really quite useful just to keep that record. So the first thing I'm going to do is the pH. Now this kit is one of these freshwater ones, so this, I've got to just make sure I get the right pH. So yeah, so it's the high range pH that I need, and 5 little drops of that, so we'll do that one quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 drops of that one. Put that there, stick the top on. Give it a wee shake. And put that aside, so that's pH. Then the next one on my list is the nitrites. So let's just make sure we get that. So nitrite, and I think that's a 2 bottle job, is it? Maybe not. No, no, just the 1 bottle for that one. So the nitrite, it's 5 little drops of this one. So see if we can get the childproof top off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa, perfect. Stick that one there, and we'll stick the pH one behind that, so we know what the hell's what. Again, usual thing, just tip it up, mix up the liquids. I'm starting to get quite familiar with some of the colours, so I'm quite pleased with some of these so far. They don't look anything out of order. Next one is my ammonia. So ammonia is again a 2 bottle approach, so bottle 1 and bottle 2, and it's 8 drops of this one. So bottle 1, 8 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Love that. Stick that back in. And 8 drops of this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 6 up on that. I think you're probably meant to mix these before, so let's see what happens there. So that's the ammonia. I'll stick bottle 2 beside that so we know what the hell's going on there. And the final one is the nitrates, and again that's a 2 bottle job, 10 drops of this one. They do say that you're meant to be able to do this with one hand. I've still not quite mastered that. I guess that will come with practice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lovely. Nitrate. And bottle number 2, 10. Anyways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10. Perfect. Okay, well that's them. Now, what I'll do is I'll just set them aside right now, and while that's happening, I'll quickly do the salinity and the temperature. So, the temperature, as it stands at the moment, I've got a little device in there. It's currently sitting at, I don't know if you can make that out, 26.8. And I'll go and do the salinity. So I'll just record that temperature now. So the temperature is 26.8. Save. And the salinity, so I got one of these wee gadgets, find it. Yeah, there it is. So it's one of these aquamarine salinity refractometer things. So I'll just quickly whack in something into that, see how we get on. A couple of wee drops in that. Close my lid. Find that if I point at the sun, then it's a lot easier to read, so I'll just do that quickly while the sun is still up. Yeah, and I would say we're around about the 1.024 mark on salinity. So just put that aside. I'll take a record of that. Salinity is 1.024. Save. And then we'll just quickly go through these tests. First of all, pH, it's the high range one. I would say we're around about 8.2 on that. So pH is 8.2, save. Next one is the nitrite, and that is blue, and I would say that is currently 0. So that was nitrite. And that is 0, okay. And then the next one after that is the ammonia, which is this yellow looking one right now, which I think tricky that. really peculiar smell and that stuff. I'm going to probably correct that. Definitely looks like there's a little bit of ammonia there, but you know, it's somewhere in between 0 and 0.25 now. That sounds like something's going on, but I'll put it down as 0.25 just to, you know, ebb this on the side of caution, just in case that is an issue going on there. And finally, we have got the nitrate. And the nitrate is also 0, that's quite a straightforward one. So nitrate is 0. And that's us. Nitrate 0, ammonia 0.25, nitrite 0, pH 8.2, salinity 1.024, and the temperature is currently 26.8. So that's where we are with that. The only other thing of interest is that I have discovered there's one or two things that have hitchhiked their way along into the tank, obviously on the live rock or in the live sand. I've taken some video of that with my phone, so if anyone else is watching this, perhaps they can help identify what creatures these are. Are they good, are they bad? Does it save me buying a clean-up crew? So on and so forth. So that's pretty much where we are right now. I guess the next time you'll see me, it will be to do that introduction. We'll maybe do one more final test, and we'll go along to the fish shop and decide what we're going to do in terms of clean-up crew or possibly our first fish. So as I say, that's it. We're now into week 3. Still behind me, as you can see, an empty tank. Oh, I was going to just show you, there's a few things of interest that are appearing. So the sand itself is starting to pick up a sort of golden diatones, I think they're called. There was one or two sort of whiskey things starting to stick on the rocks. The rocks are getting covered in a sort of golden colour as well. A couple of wee sort of interesting things were even growing out the sand there. I don't know if you can see these, but